I was saying that I liked Hector Avila tonight, a good puncher at the weight. He and Kovac probably the two most impressive in this bracket. I would have to say Timmy Austin and Julian Strogoff in the other bracket.
And here is one of the favorites for a medal in the light middleweight division. Raul Marquez, 20 years of age, born in Vallehermosa, Mexico, now living in Houston, Texas. Marquez, 1991 United States champion, a bronze medalist at the 1989 World Championships. And a large contingent of fans rooting for Marquez, including his teammates like Pepe Riley, who we spoke to earlier. And there is David Daif Agabu.
And I'll tell you something interesting about this young Nigerian fighter. When I spoke with Raul Marquez, I asked him if there was anyone that he was worried about except for the Cuban and Ole Clementson, the Cuban Juan Lemus. And he said, I've heard that there's a Nigerian boxer who's very tall, like 6'5", and I would rather not get in with him. This is the man he was talking about right here.
6'2".
So obviously somebody overstated Daffy Agbon's height a little bit to Raul Marquez, but there was certainly a height difference here in this ring.
But it might work out to Marquez's advantage in the respect that he loves to dig to the body, and it's right there.
Marquez is all pressure in the ring. His idols are fighters such as Tony Ayala, Roberto Duran, Marvin Hagler. He doesn't like to pussyfoot around. He likes to get right out there and start the punch. His power shot is his left hand.
Marquez has worked out with the main event stable often. Evander Holyfield, the heavyweight champion, here watching, and Marquez just running the Afogam right into the corner.
That has been one of the things that has hurt Marquez somewhat, a tendency to get a little bit over anxious in the ring, Bob. He's a big puncher. Sometimes he tries to force the knockout.
Marquez's road to Barcelona at the Olympic trials in Worcester, a 71-18 win over Antoine Eccles, and a 78-43 win over Eccles at the box office. His real hurdle in the trials was his first round war with Robert Allen, in which he stopped him in the third round.
And that was a tremendous fight. Now the referee is warning both fighters to listen to his commands in there. But the fight with Allen was a tremendous battle. Allen had come in with 10 straight knockouts and was considered a pretty good bet to knock out Marquez as well. And they went toe-to-toe for 2 rounds, Bob. The third round, Marquez finally took over and stopped Allen after dropping him twice. It was a tremendous fight, and I think it really proved Raul Marquez to a lot of people, including maybe himself.
Raul Marquez in the red. David Dafigaban of Nigeria in the blue, 6'2".
But I'll tell you what, this is a rather different Raul Marquez tonight. He seems a little bit tight and a little bit over anxious in there.
And fighting a fighter of this height has to be strange.
Well, I'm sure it's unusual, but he's allowing this man to jab, and I'm having a tough time pronouncing his name. Let's go through it together. Dafiagban.
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 Dafiagban. Woody Bruce, is that okay? Dafiagban. That's what our researcher has said.
With apologies to he and his family.
Good left hand by Marquez.
But also, Dafiagban is jabbing very well and putting a right hand behind it. Right now, Raul Marquez headhunting a little bit, and it's really not working very well for him.
We mentioned all the fans rooting for Marquez here and a lot of his teammates. Dafiagban has his Nigerian teammates here cheering for him.
And I'll tell you what, Dafiagban is landing his right hand pretty well. Raul Marquez has got to have a much better second and third round. I don't even know what the scoring is. Oh, well, I don't know if I agree with that.
Dafiagban in front by a score of 2-1.
I agree with the leader, but not with the scoring.
Well, the scoring, the computerized scoring, one of the many questions.
I think this young man has just been badly shortchanged by a computer keypad.
Well, Marquez told us, as you get a look at the rest of the Nigerian contingent, he says he just can't wait to turn pro.
Well, he's going to be a much better pro than he is an amateur, but so far he's been a very good amateur. I think he had a very bad first round, however, and I think he got a break by the computer scoring. They're telling Marquez 3 jabs, 3 jabs, 3 jabs. They want him to triple up on his jab, but I'll tell you, the face of Raul Marquez in that corner looked like a tight fighter to me. He's breathing heavily as if he was nervous.
Good shot to the body by Dafigovan. Dafigovan stumbling against the ropes and being cautioned for measuring. And you heard Joe Bird tell Marquez, relax, relax.
Well, he's got to relax, because I tell you, that is hurting him very badly.
Marquez just missed with that left hand.
Dafigovan's a very difficult guy to fight. He's all arms. As soon as Marquez gets close, he ties him up. And that's not to make excuses for Marquez. These are problems that this man has to solve if he wants to go on in the Olympics.
Marquez's father, Arturo, is here in attendance, as well as his sister, Veronica.
In fact, sitting right behind us, just to our right.
As well as his cousin, Adrian, and a lot of supporters.
And his very good friend, Oscar De La Hoya, who will be in action here on Thursday. And they all look a little bit concerned right now.
Oh, left hand by Marquez found the mark after he ate a left hand from Dafigovan. That's where Marquez has to do his work when he has Dafigovan close like that.
This is not the same fighter. I got to tell you, Bob, this is not the same fighter in Phoenix.